Welcome back to Gimme the Dirt. I'm Nikki and I'm your host. This show is a sneak peek into the world of racing from the point of view of the women, the mothers, the wives, the partners, the ones who hold it all together. Each week we'll pour a drink, have some laughs, and get all the dirt. Tonight's guest is Nat Williamson, wife to elite full-time modified driver Matt Williamson, and mom to beautiful baby Brenna. The Williamsons race hard and they race fast, and the results from this season prove just that. They're at the top of their game right now in the dirt world, and I'm so excited to have her here this week to talk about all of their wins recently and all the things behind the scenes to be a full-time race wife. So everybody take a sip, get settled in, and please help me welcome Nat Williamson to Give Me the Dirt. Hi, Nat.
Hey,
Thanks so much for joining me. Everybody's
I'm,
so
ex-
excited to see you and hear your side of things.
I'm excited. I love it. And I love that we get to drink wine when we do it.
No, so speaking of wine, what are we drinking tonight?
We are drinking a Pinot Grigio.
Okay. Is that your track drink as well?
No.
No.
I'm more of a spice rum and Coke type of girl at the racetracks.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
family's favorite drink. Yeah, I love that. That warms you up at the end of the night.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Amazing. So before we get into all of your incredible season, I'd love if you could tell all of us a little bit about the history, not only of you and Matt, but maybe how you got involved in racing.
Yeah, so I got involved in racing with my sister and my brother-in-law. They raced locally at Maryville Speedway. So I just kind of went with my sister, helped out with my nephews, was just kind of going for fun. And then I got kind of more involved in it the more I went. Like I moved down here on my own from college from Ottawa. So I was living with them. So obviously I went to racetracks like every weekend. And then it kind of just involved more when I got involved with Matt. Me and Matt were like great friends. We were going to like the banquets, hanging out kind of on and off the track. And then it just kind of developed into this relationship. And then it just went crazy from there. I kind of say like it started really small where I was kind of going maybe every Friday and Saturday. And now it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, that's a huge change that you probably didn't predict at that time.
No, like it is my whole life. It's basically every conversation that we have is kind of somewhat revolved around racing, and it's just our life. We make it work.
That's amazing. And I honestly can't wait to like dive into what that's like. I think a lot of us wives, I can speak on behalf of maybe a few of us, but a lot of the wives want to know what that is like, being the difference in between just like weekend racing and then working full time all week, as opposed to the life that you guys live. And I think that you have so much insight to give us, and maybe some tips on that for future full time lives. So you and Matt, how long ago did you meet?
We met probably about 10 years ago. We've been together for 8.
And you met at Maryville.
Yes.
Okay. Amazing. Okay. So fast forward to this past little while, like let's say the past month for you guys.
Yeah.
Tell us what that has been like. I mean, a lot of us know about all the big wins, but I'd love to hear from your perspective what's been going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been chaos, absolute freaking chaos. Hot Mess Express is what I like to actually call it. It's just my life.
Love that.
Between raising a 5-month-old and him being gone basically 90% of the time, it's hard. Like a lot of people don't realize how hard it can be, and it's not a lifestyle for everybody. I will say that. Especially the last, I want to say month and a half. Like I call it the fall racing. The fall racing is like big shows. He's gone for a couple of days at a time. They're big money shows, so obviously they mean a lot. And it's worked out in our favor.
Yeah.
And we've had quite success.
Yeah.
That's great.
To that. Let's toast to you guys and all of your success lately. That's
Thank
incredible.
you. Yeah, it's been great. That makes it worth it. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean it's freaking hard. Like a typical day in our life is he's not home, or he's home but he's in St. Catharines working on the race cars, or he's here in this shop but he's like working on race cars. So he's home but he's not home.
Yeah, not like present. Home, but not like actually emotionally, mentally present.
Yeah, exactly. So Brenna and I just kind of, go about and do our thing. But he actually bought us a motorhome to go racing with this year, just because I think he's realized like there's no way in hell that I'm gonna be traveling with a 5-month-old without like a stationary place to go to and get my sanity a little bit.
Amen. Yeah. You need you need places for naps. Are you still doing contact naps, or is that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna need places for naps.
Exactly. But like, it's just, I just also need a minute to like just be like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm done over it, so I'm just gonna go to my motorhome. And it's worked out great because like obviously we kind of try to go to these big shows with him, and we have been. We call it, he's been winning 6 for 6 right now. So those past 6 races, he's won all of them.
Okay.
So Brighton, we were there. We took the motorhome. Oswego, we were there. We took the motorhome. Fulton, we didn't go to just because it was a lot in between. And it's great because then we're there for those kind of special moments. And I think that maybe makes it a little easier to be able to kind of have a home on wheels away from my home, I guess, is what I want to say.
This is the first season you've had it then?
Yeah.
Otherwise, how would you travel how did you travel previously? Like literally with the trailer?
Yeah. The last year at Brighton, I was just pregnant. I wasn't telling anybody. We literally just found out like, I want to say 2 weeks before we went to Brighton. We were sleeping in his race car trailer. I was just pregnant. Pulling up, seeing outside the race car trailer, and I'm like, this is hell. I'm not doing this. Like, I can't do this next year with a baby. Like, you gotta figure it out. You gotta get us a camper. You gotta get us something. And he stepped up and got us the.
Tell me you had an AC, like a portable AC.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, that is dedication. Yeah.
I was so miserable and I was so sick. Like my first trimester, I was just not okay. So I was like throwing up outside the trailer, being like, "Well, people just think I'm white girl wasted, not pregnant."
I mean, if they've seen you do that before, they'd probably be like, "Same,
nothing
out of the ordinary."
No.
Okay, so the last you were just saying, so 6. So you guys have done 6 in a row, 1 6 in a row. Oh my goodness, 1 6 in a row.
Yeah.
So the big dirt week. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for those who are watching that might be asphalt drivers or unfamiliar with dirt week, like, can you tell us a bit about that? I think it's so interesting. I've personally never been to dirt week, and that's like on our bucket list of things to do. So I'd love for you to tell me about it.
Yeah, so it's basically, they took away what they used to call the satellite shows, where it would be like odd and end races at different racetracks. I think there was like Weedsport and Brewerton, and I want to say Utica, but I don't actually remember. I'm horrible with my memory, but they took those away this year. Those weren't a thing. So they just focused on Oswego. So we went down, it's like a week-long event from a Sunday to a Sunday. We went down on Sunday with our motorhome, and it's basically just a party atmosphere. Everyone camps at this. It's actually an asphalt track, and they put clay on top of it for just the week. So we all just kind of camped, and it's basically just a party. They race Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the big shows were Friday night was the small block 150, and then the 200 big block was on Saturday. And luckily, we ended up in victory lane for both of those, so it was really great.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the party like after that?
Well, it's a little bit different with the baby, but I mean, we still try to like get rowdy. So we were having our bonfires at the motorhome, and on Saturday night we ended up having a bonfire with basically everybody. Alex Yankowski and his girlfriend joined us at the bonfire, and I think we stayed up till like 4 a.m. that night. And it sucks because no matter how late you stay up, that baby wakes up the same time every morning. So.
Yeah,
but it was worth it.
I used to get so frustrated about that part of things, but on nights like that, I feel like,
it was so worth it. Like he deserved all the celebratory drinks in the world, so I sucked it up the next day.
And then you guys, was it the weekend after or 2 weeks after you were at Brockville?
Mm-hmm. The weekend after.
Wow.
Yeah, and he just
another big win there.
Yeah, so that was great. I did not go. No. Brenna ended up getting sick at Dirt Week, and I was like, I gotta stay home for this one because now we're packing up and we're going to Eastern States, and then we have like 3 or 4 days at home, and then we go to Georgetown and then North Carolina.
Okay.
It's craziness.
With the motorhome?
Yes.
Yes. So
yes.
thankfully you've got that all
Thank
packed up.
God.
Oh, okay. So tell us about your role at the track. Now, it might have changed recently with Brenna, but what was your role? Let's talk about your role before.
Yeah. So normally, I would kind of work the merch type of situation. So I would sell like his t-shirts and stuff as much as I can. I'm in Canada, so it's really shitty for me to try and bring t-shirts across the border. Like it's kind of impossible. So unfortunately, I can't do the big t-shirt trailers that you see a lot of the girlfriends and wives doing. But I do it as best as I can. So normally I would, sell it in the pits or go up into the grandstands and sell. But right now I'm not doing that. So I'm kind of just hanging out at the trailer, feeding all the crew if I can, kind of going back and forth with Brenna. But yeah, the olden days I would be, slugging the t-shirts and drinking the beers.
I mean, that sounds great. I actually didn't know that we're Canadian as well. I did not know that was something you couldn't do when
you can.
It's difficult to do.
It's so like it's ridiculous to even try to do it. Like they basically would take everything that I made and would make me like trade it in or claim it or whatever, right? So I was like, you know what, this isn't like worth it for me. When we do like the Quebec shows in the middle of the summer, that's when I really sell the merch because a lot of the people from the States will come to those shows and they'll just sell me out because they know that they're not going to see me. So I'm like, yeah, take it. I don't want to go home with it.
I can't bring it with us to the States. So.
Yeah, exactly. Sell me out, please.
Okay, so is that something, now this is a question from, we don't sell merch at this point, our program. So we've been talking potentially about that being something we do in the future. Is that something that you feel is worthwhile in a financial sense to support the team outside of all of the other business?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I made in those Quebec shows, I make the most money because of the reason I just said, like, they know that I'm not coming down to the States and it's financially awesome. Like, it's awesome. I'm able to take that money and kind of go and put back into more merch and then also be able to take some for the race team or myself or whatever I need the money for, right? But yeah, I think it's a great thing. I mean, everyone is always wanting race car merch. And I feel like the gaudier the t-shirt, the more they want it.
Okay, so who designs the gaudy t-shirts for you?
ASI is usually who I go through. They're like a big company. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like the more flashy and colorful and the bigger the car, the more it'll sell.
Okay.
I tried to go with like this like simple like design, something that I would wear. You didn't really have to wear it at a racetrack. You could kind of wear it out if you wanted to. It didn't sell. So I was like, okay, well, I got to go back to my blues and my yellows and my big race car, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think that's fair. And that's a great tip for those of us who are looking to get into it because, bigger is better, I guess, in the race world on shirts. Yeah. So being being center of attention, selling the shirts and being with such an admired and talked about driver, how do you feel about being, in the spotlight? Is that something you do every day?
Yes and no. I'm not, everyone says like, you're not really like a people person and I'm not. I really struggle. Like it's going to be really mean of me to say, but I really struggle like being nice to random people. So, I mean, I really got to put the face on and fake the smile and be kind. But I mean, the fans do make it easy. Like they'll come up and they'll say such kind things, or they'll tell me a remark about my husband 10 years ago. Or the thing that really gets me is the kids. When he sees a kid in his t-shirt or they want an autograph or something, like he stops whatever he's doing and he pays attention to that kid because he says that that's what makes the sport, like that's what makes it worth it. And for a little boy or a little girl to come up to me and say, hey, can I have a Maddie Williamson t-shirt? Like, yeah, here you go. Like, absolutely you can. Like, it's the future of the sport. And
100%.
Yeah. And honestly, like just listening to them say like, oh, I love your husband. He's so good. Like he's my favorite race car driver. And I'm like,
yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
You're right. I actually like that is something that I always, whenever I see Daryl doing like signing autographs and stuff, I'm like, that's my man. You know, like it's such a good
It is
feeling.
a great feeling. And then sometimes I'm like, everyone's like, oh, you're so lucky to be married to him. And I'm like, yeah, okay, like come spend a Wednesday at my house, like, and realize how lucky I am. Like, he's just a regular guy.
If you only knew.
If you only knew what I have to deal with. No,
Only, yeah, there are not everyone, as you said earlier, can live this, rock this lifestyle.
no, it's
Smile on their face.
It's a lot. Some
Yeah.
days I don't. Some days I'm just like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna not.
This is not for me.
Yeah.
No, and it's so hard to find that balance within,
It's really
you know, not only like I'm not like saying within our relationships, but to like find the balance of what is going to make you happy, what's going to make him happy, what's eventually going to make Brenna happy, or even starting now.
right. And it's hard for me to kind of like say, okay, it's time to take a step back because I met him through racing. I fell in love with him from his racing, from his dedication. I've always been so proud of him and everything he's ever done. So it's hard for me to be like, yeah, you know what? It's time for you to cut it. Let's find a different lifestyle. And I don't think that I would even want to do that because I think I would miss it.
Yeah.
I always say like, oh, it'd be so nice to just have like a casual barbecue on a Saturday night. And then we get rainouts and we do that. And it's like, okay, this feels weird. Like, why are we not on the racetrack? Like this, like let's go racing somewhere. I don't know.
This is boring.
Yeah. I don't want to live a normal life.
There are some Saturdays where we wake up in the morning and I'm just like, oh, like all the work, all the things that people don't see, like the fans don't see that. And it's like, yeah, some days I'm just like, I really am not feeling that. But the second I get there and like you smell it, you feel it, like it changes everything. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm so glad I did it.
And then you watch the person that you love do what they love. And it's like, okay, all right. Because I know that if I love something that deeply and hopefully I was as good as it, he would support me 100%. So, I mean, tit for tat, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And when you're at the track, like this is a big part of why for a while it was difficult for me to find my place there, I guess. Like, I mean, supporting him and feeling all those feels we were just talking about is one thing. Yeah. But then to not really have my place as a wife, I didn't have a circle of friends. You know, I'd met some great people, but you're so busy within your own world there. Yeah, do you find that that's difficult for you, or do you have a great circle of friends now?
I have like good girlfriends through racing. Like Matt has a bunch of friends already through racing, and those friends kind of overlap into our personal life. So I do have a lot of good girlfriends that are accustomed to racing. And then, like I said, my sister is like fully into the racing world, and my brother-in-law and my husband are like two peas in a pod. They're best friends. So like we hang out all the time. So I mean, I have my sister who's really deep into the racing world. So that's great. And then, like I said, we do have a couple of friends who run into our personal lives who are also in the racing world. And then I also kind of grew friendships through actually like being a mom. Shepard's girlfriend, Jordan, we kind of talk once in a while more about the babies, but it's nice to be able to kind of lean on somebody who also has a fresh baby at the races, and we can be like, oh my God, this is hard. Like, yeah, this is really hard. Like, what are you doing to make your life easier? Yeah. We kind of bounce ideas off each other. So that's nice to have.
That is. And so you've sounds like you've created a great community. Yeah. So your sister, you said she's deep into racing. So what do they race? What's their
racing? Same modifieds.
Okay.
They used to race against each other at Maryville. His Gary Lindbergh, I don't know if you know the name or not, but he races at Maryville. And he still does. And then Ransomville as well. And then he also did Oswego. And he does a couple on again, off again shows as well, traveling. But he's mostly at Ransomville and Maryville.
Are they full time as well?
Yes.
Okay, so she gets it. I mean, that is huge. I have sisters as well. That is huge to have your sister there with you through every step and at the same races.
Yeah, it's great because it's a big support that I can lean on, and you know. I kind of watched the lifestyle before I kind of got my feet into it with Matt. So I kind of knew what I was getting into, not to the degree of what Matt does now, where we're going to North Carolina, Charlotte. Like Gary doesn't do that, but yeah, it was great. It was great to have, and it's still great to have that to lean on to.
Yeah, and you guys like the life that you live and have the, opportunity based on how hard you work and how far you guys have come, and being able to do it full time is not something many people have the opportunity to do. Although I do understand there's another side to it, but the opportunity to do it. So yeah, I think like, when you guys are at the track together, I know now maybe things have changed a little bit with Brenna, but do you guys have any superstitions or like rituals?
Yeah, you can't wear green.
Okay.
No green. And like if I dress Brenna in green, like it's not a good thing. So get her out of the green.
We just don't own green in our house, period.
Yeah, I'm wearing a green sweater.
Not race day.
It's fine. But yeah, the big thing is the green. He recently bought a new race bag, so he brings like a duffel bag with him to pack all of his shit in because he's racing for a million teams. And it had like a green zipper lining to it, and I was like, "Oh, Matt, like you got to get rid of it. Like you got to trade it in. You got to return it. You got to get a new one. Like you can't have green. What are you doing?" That bag is still around, so I guess maybe the superstition isn't true. I don't really know, but
I mean, not based on the last 6 weeks. When did that bag come into play?
It came in the beginning of the summer, so yeah. No, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're over the green now.
Yeah, but I mean, I still have like that in my head, like, okay, I can't wear this outfit today because it's got green in it. Okay, but yeah, that's probably the biggest one. And then he also drinks the same energy drink before every race. The same.
We want to drop the name of that drink for
Milani, the purple. I don't know which one.
So good, yeah,
it's so good.
But
he drank it. I can't remember before what race, and he won. And he was like, "Okay, so now I have to drink that before every race." And I'm like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah. Now we have a fridge stocked in your shop. Do you have a fridge of a line?
Yes, legit. And he orders just that flavor from Amazon because you can't get that flavor, just that flavor at Costco. You have to get the variety pack. So now he's like, "Oh, I'll just order that flavor on Amazon." And I'm like, "Okay, there you go."
Now we have a million. Are you allowed to touch them, or are they like?
No, I can drink the other flavors, but I can't touch the purple.
Okay. Anybody who's looking to buy him a gift.
Yeah, there you go.
Case of Milani's it is. So speaking of Matt, so he brings a lot of reactions, right? A lot of positive reactions. He has so many fans, but then there are also the other side to things that, a lot of the part-time I don't want to say part-time drivers, but more like the drivers who race on the weekends might not quite experience the same type of heat as Matt does, racing so often and winning so often too. So some of them aren't the nicest. How do we handle that as a family?
It took a lot. Yeah. Like, I had to learn to just shut my mouth. So I am not the type of girl to shut my mouth. I am very much, if you come at my family, I'm gonna cut you. Same. So I had to leave a couple of Facebook groups just because things were being said that I couldn't handle, and I would snap back at them. And then, I was like, okay, this is not good, and I just need to leave this group chat because our group, I can't see it. Like, I don't want to see it.
What do you think the reason is, though? Like, is this just racing? Like, this is just because he's successful?
I think so. And this is the only sport where they're going to hate you when you're at your top. Like every other sport, they're cheering you on. Like the Blue Jays right now, they're rocketing. Everyone loves them because they're at the top of the top. And meanwhile, Matt's at the top of the top, but he's a cheater because he's there. Like,
and so people don't just jump on the bandwagon the way that they do for other sports. They have their drivers, and if their drivers aren't winning, then the rest of the drivers.
Yeah. And honestly, that's fine. Not everybody needs to love Matt. They don't need to be his top number one fan, but because he's winning, it automatically means that he's cheating.
Right.
And to me, it's horseshit. Like,
100%.
We've been through all of the tech. We've been, teared down. We've, over the tire test situation at Maryville Speedway. Like, we wanted to do a lie detector test. They said no. We proved the results were faulty. We got a tire sample from the same situation, and we proved that the results were wrong that Maryville had, and nobody wanted to listen because
Was that this season? That was
last season,
Last
or
season.
two years ago, maybe. I think.
And then there was just recently another situation in tech as well for you guys.
Yeah. And it's horrible. Like, everyone just feels like the minute that something gets said, oh no, like, no matter what you do to prove it wrong, like, the original statement is what the truth is.
Yeah.
And that's so far away from the realm of reality. It's insane.
And that has to be so hard watching that, supporting him. I don't want to even say like backing him up, because you weren't just behind him. Like, you were literally beside him, in front of him, protecting him. Like, is that through those moments of tech and stuff? Like, do you literally have to go to the motorhome and be like,
I don't go to tech. I stay really far away from it, just because I don't want somebody just to say something offline and I overhear it, and then I just lose all of reality. There was a couple years ago at Oswego. I think it was the first year Matt won the championship, and we were sitting in the stands. Obviously I wasn't pregnant or didn't have Brenna yet, and I had my two nephews sitting beside me, and him and another race car driver got into it, and Matt ended up crashing. And two guys behind me said, flip him, put him on his lid, and they actually sputtered the words, kill him.
Oh, fuck.
So I was like, I turned around, I threw my beer, I said, I went off the rails, and my poor nephew was like, why do they want Uncle Matt to be hurt? Like, why do they want Uncle Matt to die? And that's what really flipped a switch into my head. And I was like, these people have no idea that race car driver is somebody's brother, dad, loved one. And it doesn't matter to these people. That leaves their realm of mind. And it's just like, no, that's somebody that I really love. Like, a lot of people actually really love him. And the fact that you're wishing ill on him is sickening.
It's not a video game. Like, this is real life.
This is real life. That's actually somebody in that vehicle that could actually really get hurt, and now you're wishing for them to get hurt. It's ridiculous.
I'm sorry that you have to go through that. Honestly, that's not something that all race wives have to go through, or that a lot of us necessarily, like, I mean, we've all heard comments, we've all heard things, but that is like in a whole other level. And to hear that, and your poor nephews to hear that, like, I hope if fans are watching and they take nothing else away from this show,
stop talking shit.
That stop talking shit. No, you talk shit, but just like, keep in the back of your head that they are somebody's loved one at the end of the day.
They're somebody's family. Like, and you know what? There's a lot of race car drivers who aren't my favorite either. And I get it. I understand that, but I would never wish anything harmful for them to happen to them. Like, I know that they are loved off of the racetrack. Like, somebody loves them a lot. So why would I want something negative to happen to that person? I've never understood it. Unfortunately, it's a really big thing in this world. And if you're on the top of the leaderboard, you get it a lot. Unfortunately, and
it's one or the other. It's literally a love or a hate. There is not that like middle ground, it seems to me.
No. And then there's people who, will say, I really didn't like you, but then I met you off the racetrack, and now, you're a really decent guy and I like you. And I'm like, you don't like him because of things that he does on the racetrack, or because he's winning, or, sometimes a lot of the race car drivers have hot moments and they do things that aren't the smartest.
Or not them in real life, right? Like, not them at home with us.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Even with their teams. Like, I mean, all of us, if you're put in a situation like that, where your adrenaline is literally running the highest it possibly could, you're putting yourself in the most dangerous of situations. How could you possibly not just be reactive in those situations?
So you get judged off of a glimpse of a moment, and then you hang out with him off of the racetrack. Maybe you hang out with him in the pits, or you are at the same bonfire, or whatever the situation may be. And then you actually realize, like, oh, you're actually not that bad of a guy.
No, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, actually he's not. So you want to delete that comment that you put on Facebook?
Yeah, actually I've already deleted and I've already or what's it called when you like report them? I've already reported you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks so much. So Matt, does he have nicknames then at the track? I have heard a nickname that I don't know if that's like what, Money Matt?
They call him?
Yeah.
Yeah, Money Matt.
Okay.
Yeah.
The guys were talking about it on their show, and when they had Matt on last week, and they were like, "Can Nikki call her Money Nat when they see each other?" I honestly considered for a hot minute introducing you as that just to throw it all off, but I was like, you know, that's but Money Nat. I feel like we need to that needs to trend now after.
I love it. That's hilarious.
Okay, where'd that name come from? Is it just the obvious?
It came from the announcer at Orange County Speedway when he won the 100 grand. So he didn't really have, I think they called him Mighty Matt before that. And then he won the 100 grand at Orange County. And then it just turned into Money Matt. And then it just stuck. Like he's been Money Matt ever since.
That's the best name. Yeah,
it's great.
Great name. Well, awesome. Money Nat, same.
Yeah, perfect. I love it.
So I want to talk about I actually tried to figure out a way to have the video on because the other morning I was with my son, my 2-year-old son, and we were playing, and I just was like, you know what? I'm going to take a minute while you're independently playing, and I'm just going to scroll TikTok for a moment, as we all do when we need a hot minute.
Yeah.
And doesn't a video of Matt appear on my TikTok, and it is him telling in his Dirt Week interview, telling a fan like how he really felt. Do you know this?
Yeah. Is it the one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly immediately sent it to Daryl. Immediately was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. I mean, maybe that's not the most popular of opinions. I don't know how other people feel, but for me, I was just like, you know what? Good for you. Like, yeah. After all of that, and somebody has the audacity. So for those of you who are watching who have yet to see this interview, I really feel I couldn't put it on here, but we need you to check it out because it's great. And you'll get a great laugh out of it. But I forget where I saw it. I don't know whose TikTok had it on there. But anyways, just research his interview from Dirt Week. Google it. But what he was addressing was a fan, I assume.
Yeah. So during the driver introductions, they do like this big driver introduction before the 200. A guy was yelling from the stands, like, Matt sits to pee. And Matt laughed. He was like, oh, that's actually a good one. Like, that was good. And Matt was like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. And then the guy kept saying it and saying it and saying it. And Matt was like, dude, come up with another one. Like, you've said it 3 times. It's not funny anymore. It was really funny the first time you said it, but maybe let's think of another, joke to say.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So then Matt wins, and he was like, yeah, the guy that said, tell me that I sit to pee, come out in the parking lot and I'll piss in your hand and you'll see that I don't sit to pee.
Yeah, then I even feel like in the interview he's like, I'm gonna be going back and celebrating drinking beers.
Yeah, come on by, like whatever. Like, and he didn't mean it like to be insulting. He actually meant it as like, haha, like funny.
Yeah.
And I actually heard it that night. I didn't hear it obviously when he said it, but I heard that night and I was like, oh, Matt, like, why? Why do you gotta say things like that? Like, that's why people don't like you. But I was also like, you know what? Say what you gotta say.
Yeah.
And he's that driver. He will say what he wants to say. And going off of what Matt says, I really like Danny Hamlin in NASCAR because he always says, like, yeah, I beat your favorite race car driver. And I'm like, yeah. Like, I just love the drivers that are just like, yeah, here I am. I'm winning. You don't like me. Oh, well.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, but you're going to try.
I'm not going to not win because you don't win.
I feel like that guy probably didn't come back to your campfire.
No, definitely not. 100%.
No. I know. And that's the thing, too. It's like a keyboard warrior, right? Like, it's the same thing.
I'll talk.
So, yeah, we got a really, really good laugh from that interview. And I haven't seen any more, but by how you're talking, this isn't the first time.
No, definitely not. There's been multiple occasions where I'm like, maybe you shouldn't have said that. But I'm also like, own it. Whatever. You said it. Whatever.
I mean, yeah.
Making chicken soup out of chicken shit. There's that one.
We're just
And
literally
then,
gonna make memes out of
yeah,
all of his interviews from
yeah,
him.
yeah. And then there's one, I think he actually, no, he said it twice and he was like, I actually probably shouldn't say this anymore. It's the, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
No. Okay, I haven't heard of this one.
He said that a couple of times. That's not being said anymore because he's realized that maybe that's not very, that's kind of inappropriate to say.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, honestly, just the fact though that he's like addressing the haters at certain points too. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it is just better. I know maybe like my parents won't agree with this. It's like just, take it in, forget about them, don't think about them, move on.
Yeah.
But like when you are living it every single day and like you're hearing that, I mean, I don't know. Again, maybe an unpopular opinion, but I died, and I am in 100% support of him talking to the haters. Yeah. Well, look at me now.
At the one point or another, you have to like it. It's not a, we can sweep it under the rug for so long, and then it becomes too much, and then it's like, you know what, we're done.
Yeah,
we're done. And then we just say, well,
here I am winning. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Well, when it comes to the full-time side of things, I definitely think that there are a few of us that have some questions about how you guys operate. Now, like I'm not asking for like the details of that, but for others who are going to be or potentially hope to be joining the full-time crew, it is not an easy thing to achieve. It is not a common thing, especially in Canada, to be able to do this. Was there a moment that you guys were like, okay, we're doing this, we have no backup plan, this is it? Tell us about
that. When I first met him, we were kind of just racing like here and there, more like a weekend type of situation. He was still working at BRP, the fabricator of the modifieds and all that kind of stuff. And then he kind of got the opportunity to race for it kind of all kind of happened incohesively. Like he got all these rides, the Barron's number 3, the Buzz 288, and the 6th of the Wentz Coco at Ranceville. And it kind of became his job. He was racing the Super Dirt Series full time. He was racing the Short Track Super Series full time, and then racing at Ranceville with Coco and Went full time. So it kind of just happened in like kind of a blink of an eye, kind of a moment. He wasn't really working at BRP anymore. He was racing.
Were you working?
I was working. Yeah, I'm a full-time nurse. So I was kind of still in my nursing and I was going whenever I kind of could. And then he said, he was like, you know what, I'm just actually not going to work at BRP anymore. I'm going to do this. This is going to be my job. This is going to be my life. And I was like, okay, here we go. Let's do it. And we were still living in his parents' basement at the time. So I was like, all right, well, if this doesn't work out, like, at least I'm not going to get evicted.
Like, that's a start. Great
yeah.
Start. Yeah.
So I was like,
that's a backup plan, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was good. He was able to kind of chase his dreams and he was getting better and better at it. And then it just kind of escalated into where he is today. He builds a couple of race cars throughout the winter. Not like frames or anything. He'll build like body panels and stuff for a couple of race car drivers. And that happens here at this shop. And I think that's going to be kind of where the future is going to go.
Okay.
Obviously he's not going to be able to race for the rest of his life. I obviously don't want him racing when he's 60 something years old, but I mean, whatever, if he's still winning, then go for it. But yeah,
the moment you stop winning, game over.
yeah. The moment you suck and you're getting laughed every week, you're coming off racetrack.
That's real. That's dirt. Yeah, that's gold, really. Okay, yeah. So then when did you stop working then within all of this? Was it when you were pregnant, or was it even before?
So I had a lot of complications with my pregnancy. So I ended up stopping work like very early in my pregnancy. And I kind of slowed down with work before I got pregnant, just because I was able to. So that was kind of nice. And then I stopped working altogether. So I haven't actually been nursing for probably about a year and a half, almost 2 years now. obviously I plan on going back to it after my maternity leave.
Okay.
But I don't think I plan on going back full time because like I'm able to, right?
Yeah.
And
Also,
that
you
might
want to
change.
miss things, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And that may change. Like he might not be at the top of his game forever. We don't really know what the future brings, but um yeah, it's nice to be able to support him and be able to go to all these things, especially when I have a daughter and he wants her there. Like in Victory Lane, those moments are so special that I feel like there's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Yeah.
I guess
And
I
if you
could
were
say.
working and she was there and you weren't there,
Yeah, it sucks.
it'd be hard. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So how do you guys operate your race program? Is it more of like a business now at this point? Or is it more of like a family run sponsorship type of thing? Like how
I
do
would say it's kind of both.
Okay.
It kind of depends on what team we're talking about. Like I said, he races for multiple different teams. So he races for the best two teams. So that's more of like a business. Obviously, there's really strong relationships with each one of the teams. Like they're more family now than anything. They're great. We're all invited to our wedding. They were all invited to the Utah. Like, it was all great. But I would say that those are more like a business. Those are more of like his steady income, and the home team is like his dad and his friends Ray and Anthony. Like they're all Brenda's uncles. Like and we all call them Uncle Ray or Uncle Anthony or whatever. So I feel like the home team is more of a home-based, family-run team, but the rest are kind of more business, but also intertwined with the whole like family friends type of situation.
So the home team is based out of St. Catharines.
Yes.
And that shop, so the shop you're in right now is the shop that he works out of when it comes to building.
Yeah.
But then anything that he's doing during his seasons,
like race car wise, it normally happens in St. Catharines at his and that shop's at his parents' house.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you and Brenna go there then while he's working? Or not really?
Normally. Sometimes I'll send Brenna with him and she'll be able to hang out with her grandma and they can have like one-on-one time and I'm able to just take it 4 hours and breathe.
Yeah.
But not normally. Normally, like without Brenna, I would go and just hang out or whatever. But now it's just a lot to be able to hang out with a 5-month-old in the garage. She gets bored on the whim of
Yeah. I mean, and it honestly, like, I mean, it really only does get harder. I wish I could tell you that it doesn't. I feel like it's so weird saying that and being the one who's like, he's a couple years older. And the first year I was like, this is great. He was like, again, strapped to me, like a part of every physical thing I was doing. And then this year we took the year off and I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do when he's 3 next year at the track. Like, this is insane. It's so dangerous. I feel like I'm going to have to probably take him like outside of the pits and like have him ride his dirt bike for a while just to like
or those kids who like walk around with a leash on and I'm like
yeah. Or I mean I've chatted with a few women before. They get babysitters because they're like, this is my night too a week, but this is different. This isn't about one night a week for you.
No.
This is a whole week for you. So to get a babysitter every time is not realistic.
No. And it's great because I mean, I have a lot of support. I have my parents, I have my sister, I have his parents, I have his sister. Like, there's so many people who are willing to jump in and help me at any moment of time. So that's awesome. Like, that's kind of how I'm surviving. Yeah. But it's hard because I also don't want to not have my daughter there, right?
But that's a mom guilt thing too. Sometimes, like, you're torn. The old me,
it's a hard thing to deal with.
The new me, yeah, it is really hard. And I, again, don't think many people could relate to that if you were trying to explain that to someone who's not in the race world.
Right.
And a family member outside of this. It's like, I
get a lot of like, well, then just don't go to the races. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't. Like, you don't understand that that's just not a possibility in my life.
No. There have been a couple mornings where I've been like, I really don't want to go right now. Or, we had a moment before and I'm just like, oh man, I feel like there's a party going on this weekend and I want to be there. There's a wedding this weekend and I want to be there. But there is no part of me that would miss that still. Like, I feel like as mad as I might be or as frustrated as I might be, I still don't want to miss those moments.
I totally understand that. Yeah, I get that 100%.
So when it comes to being so your big wins that have happened really recently, is that like change things for you guys, or is that just like, no, we need to put our heads back down and get back on the grind? It's not really like life changing in those moments. It's
No.
literally just business.
Yeah, like we're internally grateful for it.
Yes.
We know how lucky we are. Like, but it doesn't like we're not like, okay, we're good. You know, we won it. We're gonna win the rest of the year. Like, no big deal. Let's just, you know, have fun with it. No. That's not the situation. Like, it's head
No,
down.
like head back down.
Yeah, get the shit done. Work on the race cars. We gotta fix this, and this. And I'll say, like, today all day he was at the race car shop, like strategizing what he needs to do for the upcoming races. It doesn't ever stop. Like, the plan of what might have worked at Oswego and Brockville is not going to be the plan for what works at Eastern States and Charlotte.
100%. Yeah, they're setups. They're everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is so intricate that like there is no, I know that there are a lot of women out there who do understand it and are a part of it. That is not me personally.
Yeah.
I'll listen, but that's not something that I have an understanding of. Do you? When he's talking about setups?
Not really. No. There's actually, we did a TikTok about like women's phrases versus like race car driver phrases. And it's funny because it's my sister and me and Gary Lindbergh and Matt. So Matt and Gary asked me and my sister, what's this race car part? Well, what does this stagger mean? What does that mean? We actually got a lot of the questions right. And I was like, oh shit, I actually do know.
I
like,
listen. Yeah.
I do know what I'm talking about. And meanwhile, them sitting in the shop and it's like gibberish. Oh my God. I gotta go. I don't understand what you're saying.
No, it's not fun when you don't know, but you do pick up on a lot of things. And I do know a lot of the wives or a lot of the women, whether they've driven themselves or they grew up in racing.
Yeah.
You and I didn't. So that isn't something that we were like, I wasn't like a baby at a racetrack. I mean, so I didn't really understand any of that stuff either. So we're going to switch gears for a minute. I would love to talk about Brenna for a minute and like your life as Brenna's mom and like the way that you guys operate and how things have changed. I know we've already touched on it a few times, but when it comes to the track itself, like, has that changed your feelings about being there, about, you know, when he crashes, God forbid, or when he wins, like those things, you know, that changes so much as mom?
Yeah, everything kind of hits me a little bit harder now. I don't know if it's hormones, it might be, who knows, but but it's crazy how much something that would never affect me before affects me like way deeper. He got into that accident at Ranceville earlier this summer. I was actually just pulling into the parking lot when that happened, so I didn't see it. My dad called me and he said, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm just putting Brenna into her stroller. Like, why? What's wrong?" And he was like, "Okay, well, he's okay. Like, everything's fine." I was like, "What the hell do you mean that he's okay? Like, what happened?" So where the ticket booth is at Ranceville is Matt's trailer. Like, I can see Matt's trailer, and I seen his car, the car that flipped. And automatically, I just like bursted into tears. And he's fine. He's sitting in the backup car, like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's go, let's race. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't fathom what just happened. And I was like, normally this would never affect me. I'd be like, yeah, like, get back out there. You can do this. And then you know, I'm rocking my daughter. And I'm like, one day I'm going to have to explain to her that, you know, daddy's okay. He's fine. Everything's okay. Like, they're just doing what they need to do to get another race car. Like, I'm going to have these conversations with her that I don't want to have. I don't ever want to have that conversation with her. And it's hard for me to be able to keep my composure when I don't want to. Like, there was, in that same day, I seen that he was okay. It was great. And I wheeled to my brother-in-law's trailer and I lost it. Like, I had a full-on meltdown. And my sister was like, "You're fine. He's okay. Like, you've seen him crash way worse than that before." And I was like, no, this is different because I now have her that I'm going to have conversations with.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a risk every single time. And that
Every
is
single time.
another thing fans don't think about
No,
at all, right? Like,
no,
it's a risk every time. And he has a
yeah,
new baby girl. You're not just thinking of yourself anymore, you're thinking of
no,
her first.
yeah. And she's so young that obviously nothing ever affects her right now. But we were walking up the stands at Oswego this year, and I was carrying her. She was sleeping, and they said Matt Williamson's name, and a bunch of people went boo, like f him, blah blah. And normally I would just laugh at it, and meanwhile I was like, no, yourself. Like, that's her daddy. Like, stop talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, she has no idea.
So maybe we need to find new seats.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think I just need to stay in my own little bubble.
Yeah, like maybe we watch, I don't know, do you guys have like a golf cart or a
Yeah, but
four-wheeler?
yeah, normally it's in the like as we go, it's hard because they have like an infield and they take all the go-karts and or golf carts and the four-wheelers inside. So I'm like stuck in
Yeah, and you can't really watch from there like
no,
that.
no.
Yeah. All
So
right, well, we're gonna need to find you a new spot to sit with,
yeah,
when she's older.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what you've touched on this a little bit about life outside of the pits and what life is like. But what would your friends and family say if they were to describe you outside of racing? Like, who are you, and what would they say?
Um, that's a hard question. I don't really know what they would say. I would hope that they would say that I'm like a loving person. If if you're in my bubble, I'm a ride or die for you type of girl. I'll do whatever you need me to do in the blink of an eye. I really struggle with, getting outside of my box. It's hard, and especially now, like I'm going through obviously like postpartum stuff and whatever, and it's really hard to kind of get out of your shell and be outgoing again. But yeah, if you're in my bubble and we're rocking it, then I got you.
Yeah, I definitely have felt that through this. Like through this chat, 100% I feel that about you too. I hope one day I'm in your bubble and you're ride or die for me.
You're in my bubble. You're
Yeah.
living all about my life. You're in my bubble.
Yeah. I love that for me. What do you do for you? I know you said like sometimes she'll go with him to his parents' house, have grandma time. During
Yeah.
that 4 hours, are you just like, I'm sleeping? Or are you actually doing something that is going to like
I
outside
am.
of this?
Before I had my daughter, I was quite obsessed with my dog, and I still am very obsessed with my dog. He was my baby before my baby. So I usually make that like our time. We'll go for our walks, or we'll just kind of hang out and we'll nap together. We'll do whatever we want to do together, and it's nice to have that moments with him. Other times, I do my shopping. I'll go to Winners or grocery shopping. You know how fun grocery shopping is?
I do. I really do.
I
And
never thought I
also,
would say that.
just the most simple task, showering
Yes,
uninterrupted.
that's so nice.
It is so, that is considered self-care at this point.
Yeah,
Before self-care was going to the spa, now it is having an uninterrupted shower.
yeah, it's glorious, honestly.
Okay, do you have any hobbies outside of racing, or is that extremely difficult at this
It's
point?
very hard to have my own hobby when that kind of takes up 90% of my life. I do love to, hang out with my nephews. They're like, I adore them so much. So anytime that I can kind of hang out with them, I definitely do that. And like I love to walk. I don't know, it sounds so lame, but I love it. So I definitely love to do that.
That's self-care,
Yeah.
truly. And spending time with your dog, I get that too. We have one too. And before, he was at the track with us every week. And now it is a little bit more difficult for me to have both there too.
Yeah.
So, and I feel so much guilt about that. So I totally get when you do get a hot minute alone.
Yeah.
With
Just love them up.
with your little guy. And you and Brenna, do you help with the physical things outside of the pit? So like at home or when you're at the track, like do you guys work on the car with him? Do you help clean it? I feel like you've done some work. I feel like we might have a photo. This is my favorite. I am obsessed with this. This is something I hope that Daryl never sees, because this is something I definitely didn't do. So kudos to you for this.
Thanks. Yeah. So there was a couple of weeks where normally Matt usually washes the car at the race car shop in St. Catharines. There was a couple of weeks where he didn't. He washed it here. So, I would strap her to me and I'd be like, okay, where's the panels? Like, let's do this. And she loves it. Like, now that she has like more expression and everything, when I'm washing the panels and I'm doing what I'm doing, she's in there like giggling and laughing. And I'm like, okay, so like next year you're going to be, standing beside me and helping me do this.
Yeah, you're going to get her kids, like they actually have the little power washers too.
Yeah. She was fresh in that picture. I think she was not even a month old yet. And we were obviously out there just helping Daddy getting
well,
shit done.
You rocked that. Like honestly, you put a lot of us to shame in that photo. I have to tell you, but we had to put it up. I needed to show this one because that is dedication. If he already didn't feel that way, I hope after this chat today he knows that is just like that's not everybody. So
right.
That's next level wifey.
Yeah.
I'd love to play a little game with you, kind of as we near the end of our chat. It's a rapid fire game. So I'm going to throw some questions at you, and it's going to be like a one word or short answer for each of these. First thing that comes to your head.
Oh boy. Okay.
Right. What do you get more anxious about during heat races when he's trying to qualify or during the features of the night? Where do you feel
heat races?
Heat races.
Yeah.
Okay, got that.
Like balls to walls.
Yeah, 100%. Like we got this.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. It's like night ending or just the beginning.
Yeah.
Favorite track food?
Oh god. Deep fried Oreos at Brewerton or funnel cakes. You gotta eat like shit at racetracks.
Yeah, 100%. We save ourselves for that.
Yeah.
I've never had those, so that's now on my like bucket list. Race night must have.
Oh gosh. A drink. A hard, stiff drink.
Yeah, spice rum.
Yeah, spice rum and Coke.
Yeah. Amen. What's one word to describe Matt as a driver?
Oh wow.
First thing comes to your head.
Chaotic.
Okay, great one. Where is your bucket list racetrack?
I would love to go to Eldora Speedway again. I didn't fully enjoy it when I was there, but I would love to go back.
Okay, and fully enjoy it this time. Pit lizards, are we real or are we a myth?
Oh, we're real.
We are real.
We are real.
I really wish I had have asked that in not rapid fire. Based on your answer, I want to know more. But I feel like we're going to save that. What's the last thing that you say to Matt before he gets in his car?
Good luck, babe. I love you.
Love that too. Okay. After a big win, are we doing an early night or a late night party? I feel like
late night party.
Late night all night. Who survives with like less sleep, you or him? I feel like this is so relevant in your life right now.
Him. I am a monster.
Are you?
Okay. I am. If I don't sleep, I need like a solid nap. I'm bad.
I do really like naps. Really want that. Okay, last question. What is your biggest track pet peeve?
I feel like we touched on this a lot, but like a lot of shit talking.
Okay.
Like, just shut up.
Nasty fans.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is kind of our last little like couple minutes together. I do have a couple of closing questions for you just about like where you see yourselves and kind of what the future holds for you. So first of all, I know you mentioned this earlier, but just where can the fans see you next? Maybe
we're gonna be at Eastern States, so Orange County. We leave on Thursday.
Orange County. Can they catch that on TV if they're not able to physically be there?
Yes, I believe so. I think Orange County actually has their own streaming service, and it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday show.
Perfect. And your merch, if they wanted to buy online, do you have an online store?
Yeah, they can get all of the 88 and 6 stuff through ASI.
ASI. Okay, perfect. Yeah. And what is something that you guys still want to accomplish as a team? Do you talk about that?
Yeah, we like there's always goals. I mean, this year obviously is the championship. They want to obviously strive to get the championship. I think Matt has personal goals where I don't know if he'll do it again, but he wants to get back in the midget and do better in that. He also is killing my nerve system when he says this, but he wants to get into a sprint car.
So. Oh, I love this. That's where we are at. I know. And but the thing is, I didn't know any different. And now I hear all the wives talk about it like it is something that they don't want them in. And I'm like, that's the only thing I know.
I don't know if I can handle it.
All right, I'll hold your hand. I will hold your hand through it. Brenna and Dawson can hang out, and
I love it. I love it.
I love that. Well, he can test out Daryl's anytime. I know he's already been in a couple though.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And what if Brenna grows up and says, "Mommy, I want to be a race car driver"? How do we feel?
I will buy her the pinkest, badassest suit and helmet that she wants. Like whatever that girl wants to do, she can do.
That's great. I feel like the exact same, except for I feel like I'm gonna have to drink through that too.
Oh, 100%. There's gonna be a lot.
Yeah. I asked my first guest, Georgia. So both of her sons, I don't know if you know them, Nick and Jake Sheridan.
Okay.
So both of her sons and her husband raced, and that was one of my questions for her, like, how, like, give me all the things, like, do you bite your nails, do you drink, do you, like, what do we do? And that's how I feel about this already. It's hard enough with your husband, but with your child,
I know.
So what would be this is my last question for you. We want to leave this sitting here for the fans 100% after this conversation, but what do you want people to remember about your family, or how you want them to see your family that they don't get to see?
We work really hard. Okay. Like, it is not a given that we're going to walk into a racetrack and come out with the victory lane check. This is not a 9-to-5 job. This is 24/7. This man talks about racing in his dreams. Like, every conversation somehow revolves around racing in my life. So it is dedication and it is hard work. It is not easy.
And I think that's a great way to leave that, for sure. Do you have any questions for me or for the show or anything before we do our last and final toast?
No, this is amazing, actually. I really, really enjoyed this. This was great.
I did too. I'm so glad you did. Honestly, I had a great time getting to know you, and I hope that I know that everybody's going to feel the same way about getting to know you guys from a different angle too, that they don't necessarily get to see. And
behind the scenes.
Yeah. I hope I get to meet you in person soon.
Yes,
too.
I hope so too.
Okay, so we are going to do our final toast. We're going to raise our glass. We barely have any left. I love that. I saved a sip. Yeah. All right. So our last toast. So cheers to strong women, fast cars, full glasses, and our men coming home safe. Cheers, Nat. Thank you so much. I had a great time. And I will see everybody soon for our next episode. Bye.